Okay. Hi. My name is Hema. I am a hardware engineer at Google, and it has been thoroughly enjoyable for me working with Sophia. This time, she's a middle schooler at GMS, and when we started, she was very interested in doing something hands-on, and we sort of combined her love for robotics and sports together to build this fun game that she's going to talk about. And this is a project that was very close to my heart because like I'm a hardware engineer and I build chips. So then it was very enjoyable for me to watch her work on this code that sort of translated into the machine doing very interesting things. So without further ado, I'm going to let Sophia talk about her project.
My name is Sophia, and I'm a sixth grade at the girls' middle school. Next slide, please. My mentor is Hema. She works at Google as a hardware engineer. She grew up in India, moved to India for college, then moved to Bay Area for work. Hema likes to dance, do photography, hike, and travel. And those are some things I like to do too. Next slide, please. My project is Android Ball, and next to it is my tagline: create crafting so fun, one flip at a time. Um, it's a pinball machine based on hummingbird robotics kit. The hardware component of it is building cardboard, sensors, and a microbit. And a microbit is basically the brain for the robot, which holds all the code. And the software component of it is coding with Python. I selected this project because I wanted a hands-on project, and I also like robotics, so I combined those two. What I've done so far is pretty much everything, but here are two components of it. The building component of it is building the arms and putting the holes in the boxes, doing the art, and connecting all the sensors. The coding component of it is programming LEDs to respond to sensors and arms to response buttons. Next slide, please. Okay, so here are my pictures. So the one at the bottom right is an inside view of my build, and to the left of it is a bird's eye view, and on top of it is my art, what I did, and the art is a android, which represents Hema, where she works, and my two favorite sports, ice hockey and basketball. And so I just sort of like collab did that together. And then to the left of that is my drawing. Next slide. Here's my code. It's a lot of code, but not as much as other people. But it shows that like the while loop is like a forever loop basically, and it's if a lot of if else statements, and yeah. Next slide. Oh,
There's nothing in it. Oh,
next
slide.
There we go. My magical experience, one of my highlights was meeting Hema for the first time and learning how to code Python. I learned how to code Python and how to use sensors and servos. A few challenges along the way were brainstorming a project, what to do as a project. Brainstorming, I found the Hummingbird Robotics site helpful, and number two, getting the code to work perfectly. Getting code to work perfectly, that was hard, but I found it helpful to go back and retrace and do code trace, because Alice like always tells me to do code trace during class. Number three, this one I did not fix yet, but I'm hoping if I had more time, I would have fixed it. So like one out of the two positional servos kept on moving another way when I was supposed to be moving another way. So when you go in the demo room, one of my arms doesn't really work perfectly, and the other one does. So a bit wonky. Number 4, the testing part. Testing many times, it helped, but like many things would work, then it wouldn't work, and so repetition and retesting was helpful. Next slide. My demo is a video of me playing with my pinball machine. If you click it on,
Should we band?
yeah, click on the continue.
Let me make it bigger.
And this is pretty much the whole thing in action. It's not like a real pinball machine, but it's the best I could do with home items. Next slide.
I have to. Give me a minute. It's not in.
Thank you.
Right, wonderful job. What questions do we have in the audience?
You did both hardware and software. Did you ever have a bug where you didn't know if it was the hardware or the software, and how did you figure out which one it was?
I mostly did know what it was because like when it was the hardware part, like it was usually like the build part, and like when it was in the code, it was in the code. But yeah. Yeah, Alice.
How much time did you spend on all the hardware put together? That's okay.
I don't know, maybe 2 weeks? I don't know, something like that. Yeah.
Approximately how many cables are involved?
10? Maybe? I don't know.
More questions. I have a comment actually. You said two things that I wanted. First of all, you said there's not too many lines of code. The number of lines of code don't matter. It's what it does. So you should never think that you didn't write. It's what you wrote that matters. And the second one, I had to say that. And the second one is you said that's not a real, it is a real pin. You have to start from there. You've done an amazing job. So congratulations.
Wonderful. Any other comments or questions?
Do you have a favorite pinball game? Like, do you like playing pinball, or like, do you think you'll start playing pinball if you haven't?
I mean, yeah, probably. Like during my free time, I'll probably just grab it and like play on my own.
Can you make a few more and start an arcade?
That would be a lot of work.